Greetings adventurers, this is Kazu here, and today I have a video on new dice sets for Baldur's Gate 3. So if you've played Baldur's Gate 3, you already know that whenever you perform an ability check in dialogue, you're going to have the option to actually roll your dice, go up against a difficulty class, add your modifiers, and see if you succeed or fail on that ability check. So it's a lot of fun and it's a big part of the game, but if you played it, you know we only have 3 dice sets. So we have the Scuffed Metal design, we have the Dragon Flame Red design, and we have the Behir Blue design. These are nice, but with the power of modding and the modding community, we now have access to some really awesome new dice sets. We've got these LED dice sets, and then we have a selection of some really interesting and intricate designs for dice that I think players are going to love. They're going to spice up your runs, and they can really match the aesthetic of your characters so that you enjoy playing Baldur's Gate 3 even more than you already do. So we're going to get straight into the video. I'm going to be showing you all of these dice designs, and then going over the 2 mods that you can have to get these dice designs, and also how to install the mods. You might be turned off by the idea of using modding for Baldur's Gate 3, but it's actually incredibly accessible and very easy to install these mods, and it won't take more than a few minutes of your time. So let's get straight into the video. Alright, so we're going to start off by showing you the Baldur's Gate 3 Nexus. This is the go-to place for mods and mod content. All of the links for the mods that will be featured in this video will be in the description below. So you can go ahead and check that out whenever you need to access these mods. But the mods we're going to show you today, and the mods that I'm excited to show you right now, are going to be dice skins. So there's actually this Diamond Dice mod on the Nexus page I did not see. I think it just came out. We're going to take a look at that in a sec, but we have Mino Gabe's, I hope I'm saying that correctly, Marvelous Dice Set. This is the first one that I saw that came out today actually as well, and it has 4 different dice skins. Again, so this is purely aesthetic. It's not going to change any gameplay at all, but it is going to make ability checks that much more cool. So we got Celestial Blue, we've got Orange Ice Cream, we have Taj Black, and then lastly, we have Marmith Ice. All of these look like they could be actual dice sets that you would use in real life. Personally, I think Taj Black and Orange Ice Cream are incredibly gorgeous. They look great. In-game, they also look very cool as well. So this is the first dice set mod that I want to show you guys. And then the second one we have is the LED dice set mod. So this is just, it's pretty much going to be all the same type of skin, but in different colors. And as you can see, they all have different little glow effects. There's no actual particle effects when you use these skins, but it does look like they are glowing. And there is a no LED option if you don't want it to glow and look more like a regular standard D20. So both of these are going to be fantastic options. We also have the Diamond Dice, which I actually haven't installed this mod. So for the purposes of this video, we're going to check out this mod to see if we can install it, get it working in game, and then what it's actually going to look like in game. So the Diamond Dice here is more of like a gemstone dice. You can see it looks translucent, it looks reflective of the material. Very nice. Now, if there's any dice skins that you see available on the Nexus mods page that you actually want to get, then make sure to go to the Files tab after you click onto the mod page, and then we'll usually click on Manual Download and install the mod from there. So let's get straight into how to actually install mods using the Baldur's Gate 3 Mod Manager. Alright, so if you check the description below, you're going to see a link for the Baldur's Gate 3 Mod Manager. This is where we're going to get the Mod Manager, which we can use as a tool to easily install mods from Baldur's Gate 3's Nexus. So you're going to click on the link, it's going to take you to this page, and then we're going to go over to Go to File. Once we click on that, we can scroll down and we'll see the actual setup and the installation instructions for the Baldur's Gate 3 Mod Manager. So before you install this software, you do actually need Microsoft.NET Framework 4.7.2, which is a free software you can install for your computer. And you also are going to need either 7-zip or WinRAR or something that can open zip files, because we're going to click here to grab the latest release. It will download a zip file for the Mod Manager. Using 7-zip, we can open and extract the archive. And as you can see here, we have all of the mod files, which we're going to grab. This is a potable resource, which means that you can install it pretty much anywhere on your computer. So for us, I just went into the Steam folder where we have Baldur's Gate 3, and we're going to create a folder which we named the Baldur's Gate 3 Mod Manager, and then just drop the files into here, and then click the exe file. So once you click the exe file, it's going to install the Mod Manager. You can choose to install it to the folder where you drop the files in. Once it is fully installed, your screen over here is going to be blank where it shows active and inactive mods because you don't have anything installed yet. So don't worry about all these names over here. These are the mods that I have installed. Yours is going to be a blank setup, but once you're at this point, you're pretty much good to go to actually start installing mods. You do want to check your settings, open preferences, and make sure that the game data path and the game executable path are similar to the ones as follows here. It depends on what drive you install the game in, you know, your data path and your executive path. Make sure that these correspond to the actual installation folder of your Baldur's Gate 3 if you downloaded it from Steam. Now, when it comes to installing the dice sets, you are going to look at requirements and see that the necessary requirements for most mods on the Baldur's Gate 3 Nexus are Improved UI and Baldur's Gate 3 Mod Fixer. I recommend installing both. So for that, we're going to go to the link, which is in the description again, of the Improved UI mod. We're going to download it here. And we're going to get that file. And then we're going to go to the Baldur's Gate 3 Mod Fixer and also download that file as well. Now, for the Improved UI mod, we can actually install that through the Mod Manager as you see here. So to install mods, you're going to click File, Import Mod, and then select the mod. So once you import the mod, it's going to appear in the Inactive Mods tab, and you can just click and drag it over to the Active Mods tab, where it will now be enabled. And you're good to go for Improved UI. We want to install Mod Fixer. That one you are going to have to install manually, but it's pretty easy to do. Just open up the zip file. You're going to see there's a modfixer.pack file within the modfixer download file. And if you click the README here, it's going to show you to put this in your %local app data Larian Studios Baldur's Gate 3 mods folder. So if you take a look at your app data, then local, go to Larian Studios, Baldur's Gate 3, and then your mods, you're going to see a mods folder, which when you click it, it's going to be empty. Mine has files in it because I installed mods, but we're going to drag and drop this mod fixer pack into the mods folder. Once you do that, you are good to go. You can now install whatever mods you want for Baldur's Gate 3. And unless you check the requirements and it has some sort of other specific requirement, you should be able to use most of the mods in Baldur's Gate 3. But for the purposes of this video, we're just going to be using dice mods. Okay, so now to install whichever dice set mod you want, click on the link for it, then go to the Files tab, click the manual download. In this case, the Marvelous Dice Set has an all-in-one installation folder, so you can download all of the files just by clicking on this link. Going over to our mod manager, once you have it downloaded, you're going to click import mod, and then we're going to select the Marvelous Dice Set all in one, and we're going to click open. So it might take a little while to load, but once it's done, you will see in the inactive mods all of the new dice skins that you got from the all-in-one, and then you can just drag and drop them over to the left pane where they will now be active mods. To actually use these mods in game, you're going to want to save the load order to file, that way you can go back to it later, and then we want to export the load order. So export order to game, you're going to click this little button here. It'll say exported load order, which means that you're good to go. Now all that's left is to launch the game, but instead of launching the game through Steam, you're going to want to launch the game through the launch game button located in the mod manager near the shortcuts tab. So don't try opening the game through Steam. You're going to want to instead go over to the mod manager and click this button. Alright, so now we're in game. You can test this on a new character, or you should be able to still use this on existing save files. But once you're doing an ability check where you can make a dice roll, click customize dice, and boom, we have our LED dices. We have our Celestial Blue, Mermith Ice, Orange Ice Cream, and Taj Black from the Marvelous Dice Set. And then we also have the Diamond Dice, which all seem to be working just fine. So we're going to click on it to roll the dice. You can see we have our shiny new row. You will notice that when you add the ability modifier, the font changes back to normal. That makes it a lot more legible, which is good, but also I don't know if there's any workarounds for that or if modders are trying to figure out how to work around for that. For now, I don't think it really makes that big of a difference. The main thing is that when you roll the dice, it looks different depending on which dice you pick. And again, it's only modifying the aesthetics of the game, so it's not changing anything mechanically. Everyone can use these mods and add a little bit of new variety to the gameplay, which I always think is very welcome. So that's pretty much going to be it for the mod and for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. It always helps out the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.